Hey my friends, it's Patrick Allman from StopDoingNothing.com, and it's a nice warm day here in Oklahoma City, probably in the high 80s if not the mid 90s, and I'm sorry if I sweat in the process of making this video, but to tell you the truth, I'd always much rather have it hot outside than cold outside, and it's going to get cold here in a few months in Oklahoma City. But I was going through my blog statistics there over on StopDoingNothing.com, and for a while now, for a couple of years, the most searched phrase that gets people over to StopDoingNothing.com is "how can I grow as a person?" Which means people are searching on the search engines for that phrase a lot, several thousand times a month, and a lot of them are landing over on StopDoingNothing.com. We're #1 for that search phrase. So I thought I would make a quick video for you today to maybe explain to you how I am moving along with my personal growth and some of the things that have helped me kind of basically help grow, help change my mindset. It helped me grow as a person. I have to admit that probably it's taken me probably a longer time in life than most people than to understand some of the limiting factors of my mind, of my body, of my spirit, and of the world around me. And it's only recently, like in the past 10-20 years, that I've been adjusting myself to accommodate for some of these things. And I picked 3 of them, and I want to share those with you today. And I want to also hear from you after you watch the video and let me know, what have you done or what have you changed in your life that was like a big shift, like a major shift. Malcolm Gladwell calls it, there's a particular phrase Malcolm Gladwell calls, and I can't think of what it's called, but I'm just kind of curious in your life what's made the major shift and really helped you change things. So I went through my life recently and I picked out these 3 things, and the first one is a phrase I like to use a lot, and that is assume success first and then work backwards. Assume success first and work backwards. And I think about this a lot, for example, when I run 5Ks. I don't do them often, but when I run a 5K, I know that I'm going to complete the 5K. It's not really a question of if. It's how am I going to train to get there, and how good am I going to do this time. Same thing at the gym when I'm lifting weights. I pick a particular weight, and it's like I know I'm going to lift that weight today. I've done it before. I don't know if today I'm going to do more of them or I'm going to make it faster or whatever, but that law or that rule can come into play when it comes to things like money and job and a career and travel, is know that the outcome is going to happen. And I don't mean no as in, yeah, I'm going to work on it, and it might happen if I work really hard on it. No. Know it and cement it in your mind that it's going to happen. Imagine what the world will be like, or what your life will be like, or what your family will be like once you accomplish that thing. And believe it 100% that it's going to happen. Don't believe it 80% or 50% or 30%. Believe it 100%. Just assume. It's done. I heard Will Smith use that phrase once in a video. It's done. All I got to do to figure out now is how long is it going to take me, and what process am I going to use to get there. So assume that something is going to be done, and then work backwards on doing it. Get the training, get the mindset, learn to hang around the right people to accomplish that particular goal. There have been several things in life where I've done that, whether it's wanting to get on TV more, or get to a certain speaking engagement. I just know that certain things I want to accomplish, they will happen. It's just me putting in the time and the hours every single day to make them happen. And that's how come you often hear people saying, well, that person had overnight success, and the person will reply, well, that overnight success took 5 or 10 years. That person already knew that was going to happen. They just had to make the process to get there. So assume success first, work backwards. The second one is bend time to your will. I have to admit, I did have a corporate job at one point in time, and I put in my 40, 50 hours a week, laid around my Saturdays and Sundays. By the way, today is Sunday. But I would lay around on the weekends because that was my time. That was time for me. It wasn't work time. It wasn't success time. It was Patrick, leave me alone. I want to lay on the couch and watch TV time. And I realized a while back that we are given so many hours in a day. You're given a 24-hour day. And all that, you can use that time in various productive ways and bend it to your will. Look at going to bed earlier possibly and getting up earlier. That's one of the things that I do, and I really try to shoot for now going to bed by 10 o'clock and getting up by 5. It doesn't always happen, but that's something I really shoot for. And look at maybe even adjusting your schedule to where maybe even work earlier or later in the day, depending on where you have your energy level. That's something else I'm big into besides time management is energy management. But analyze your life and figure out where do you get the most use out of your time. And if you're an entrepreneur or you're someone that wants to be, and 8 to 5 isn't your thing, or even being primarily awake during the day isn't your thing, then don't fight it. Your prime time may be from 3 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning, or 4 o'clock at night till 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, once you have the freedom to understand the time, you need to bend time to your will. You only have so much of it, and you need to take advantage of it. And you got to stop spending time in front of the computer playing obsessive amounts of video games, reading the news. Reading the news will kill a spirit. So reading the news, watching necessary TV, but pay very close attention to your time and be sure that your life and your calendar is filled with the recurring events and recurring appointments you need to succeed. So again, bend time to your will, 7 days, 24 hours. Saturdays and Sundays should be work days just like every other day. Again, I put in my work time yesterday on Saturday. Today is Sunday. You can see I'm out here on my porch sweating to make you this video. I'm going to go back in, work on the computer some more, and get ready for Monday, where I'm going to give some of my time to other people. And the last thing I want to share with you is know and understand that you do not know everything, and you don't have to know everything. You do not know everything, and you don't have to know everything. I also call this one getting comfortable with a certain level of ignorance. You've always heard that in your life, ignorance is a bad thing. I don't think ignorance is a bad thing. I'm completely comfortable in my ignorance. And more nowadays, when it comes to me trying to, if a client requests something of me, or somebody off the street says, hey Patrick, I know you're good at this, so you'd probably be good at this. Do you want to help us with this? Or do you want to get involved in our board? Or do you want to advise us on some investments and things like that? More often than not, I'm turning those things down because I don't know them well and I don't want to know them well. And a very good example of this is computer programming. For probably about the age 13 or 14, all the way up until, I don't know, maybe my mid-30s, late 30s, I was obsessed with computer programming. I wanted to be the best computer programmer there was. But I realized at some point in time that computer programming wasn't getting me any place, so I purposely went through and got rid of every single computer programming and database book I had on purpose. And I purposely now make sure I do not ever get into those type of projects. If somebody comes to me and they say, Patrick, we've heard that you're good at this, we want you to help us develop an application, I say, you know what, I'll help you manage the application, but I do not want to do it myself. I'm going to find someone who's younger, smarter, more qualified, and more interested in doing the project than I am. So just know what you're good at, know what you're not good at, and be comfortable with your ignorance. And like I said, be comfortable with your ignorance, but also be sure that you have one or two things that you are going to focus on. I'm not going to say necessarily to make up for the ignorance, but to make sure you are really good at. You may be really good on camera. You may be really good teaching a certain topic. You may be, really good helping do project management. or writing a book. Whatever it is, get really good at that. And try to make your money doing that. And that's kind of funny. I also used to be of the mindset that, if I wasn't a generalist, I might miss out on chances to make money. And that still happens. People come to me and they're like, here's $10,000, help us with this project. And most people would say, well, that's kind of it's kind of foolish to turn that money down. Well, the thing is I can make more money being more fine-tuned and more focused on a particular topic and being the expert in that area than trying to be a generalist and someone that kind of works on every single thing that's thrown at me. Because there's an endless supply of money and opportunity out there, and if you're not careful, you'll always be bending down, picking up and looking for random things to work on. But focus on a particular thing and get really good at it. And something else that definitely helped me with this is this book right here by Jeff Walker. Is this by Jeff? No, this is by Perry Marshall. Different book by Jeff Walker. Sorry, Jeff and Perry. But this book by Perry Marshall, he picked up the 80-20 philosophy, which was done by a different gentleman, and he applied it to sales and marketing. And this book, by the way, Perry Marshall, if you're not watching, please watch this, or someone get this to Perry Marshall so he can see it. But this book I've read in the past year, and it's changed my life. It wasn't even that terribly expensive. I think it was like maybe somewhere between $10 and $20. But this is 80-20 by Sales and Marketing by Perry Marshall. And I also went to audible.com and I got the electronic book. And this book talks about how to evaluate the tasks you do, apply a dollar amount to them to make sure that you are focused on working on the things that help you make the most money. And again, this helped me kind of Whittle, oh look, by Richard Koch. Richard Koch was the first person to come up with the 80-20 principle, and then Perry Marshall, the AdWords god, was smart enough to apply it to sales and marketing. And he just goes through a lot of things in the world of digital marketing in your business, in your life, and shows you how to focus on the 20% that makes you the most money or helps you get the most amount from your time, and basically giving up the other 80% and giving it to somebody else. This 80-20 book by Perry Marshall saved my life. And by saved my life, I mean obviously to recover me from a heart attack, but it's helping me make progress faster. I'm perfectly willing now to take my voicemails and to take my calls and to take my emails and reply back to them and say, this is not in my wheelhouse. This is not what I'm good at. This is not what I want to focus on. I want to focus on certain things and outsource or subcontract the rest. So again, as a quick recap, how can I grow as a person? If you're asking yourself a question, or you know someone who asks themselves questions, kind of rehash these 3 topics with them. First of all, assume a success mindset and work backwards. Know what your end goal is going to be, and then just put all the steps in place to work backwards to make them happen. Bend time to your will. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week are available for you to do however you want them to do. And don't sit around on your butt on Saturdays and Sundays. On Saturdays and Sundays, I try to get up at the same time as all the other days. I get up, I shower, I shave, I get dressed, just like all of my other days. And know that you don't know everything, and be comfortable with ignorance in certain parts of your life. That's the 3rd one. If you like this video, or if you have some other suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. As always, go follow Stop Doing Nothing on Facebook, follow Patrick Allman on Twitter, and go over to the Stop Doing Nothing website. That's stopdoingnothing.com. We've got all kinds of great goodies for you there. We have several writers contributing there. We have several products coming out, and there will be a book eventually. But get involved with the Stop Doing Nothing community. Leave me your comments, reply, follow me on Twitter, and let me know the things that you've changed in your life to help you grow as a person. This has been Patrick Allman from StopDoingNothing.com on this very hot August Sunday in Oklahoma City. Thank you for watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.